Hey, now that Jeff got it fixed, right? No? It's just you. We're just going to keep going with it. Look, hold on. I'm going to go to our Twitch and just check it as you sit here and tell me I sound satanic when it's all you.
Okay, you sound like him again. In my ears. I don't understand why it's just mine, and it's only when we go live.
Yeah, it's you.
It can't be me.
It sounds fine here. It
What the
sounds
hell
fine
is going
here.
on my headphones?
Go to Twitch, and I sound fine.
I'm gonna try something different. Just
So,
keep it
so
going.
while we're here,
Apparently, everybody else
listen,
can hear
we
you.
had
Okay.
a great January 14th episode of an AEW Dynamite review, and it was my birthday. And now we have another great AEW Dynamite review on February 2nd, which is my man Jeff's birthday. So here we go again with back-to-back birthdays with great AEW content. So let's jump right into it. First match, which was not Brian Kendrick versus John Moxley because of some conspiracy
Just keep
theory
talking.
Brian
I'm
Kendrick
gonna go off screen for a sec.
that had happened. So the match was to be John Moxley versus Brian Kendrick after Brian Kendrick got released from WWE yesterday, and they already announced the match ASAP, ready to go. Let's jump into it. Well, that got stopped right off the bat. They canceled that match, and they were like, no, because they came to light that he had said some things that were basically unexcusable. They said they were going to look into it more, but basically, we're not going to see Brian Kendrick versus John Moxley, and we'll never see Brian Kendrick in AEW, at least, maybe probably any other places. So if you don't, not on social media, don't see that stuff, then you wouldn't have known that going into tonight's match because you would have been waiting to see it. But he ended up going against Wheeler Yuta, which ended up being a fantastic match anyway, because they had a good match a couple months back before John Moxley. What wasn't a good match? He got squashed, Yuta, in that match because that was right before the tournament, or it was the first round of the tournament, but it was right before the tournament when John Moxley was doing that heel stitch where he was if I can speak right, where he was supposed to be going after just basically running down people like he was going to join sides with Eddie Kingston and all that kind of stuff. And they were going to be that dynamic duo. And then he had to go take care of things and all that kind of stuff. But so he ended up fighting Will Yuta this time again. And this time it was an actually good match. Danhausen came out with Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta, who accompanied Yuta to the ring, which was kind of interesting. I know Jeff loved to see Danhausen there. So that was, and I love to see it too. It was just very interesting to see after he put the curse on Adam Cole last week in the Lights Out match, and then he came out with Orange Cassidy again. I know they've had some things, so that's probably where it's coming from, stemming from some stuff that had happened off of AEW television. Which again, I'm happy to see it. I'm trying to see what it looks like, what comes of it. But Moxley and Yuta are having a great match. He gets outside of the ring when he throws Yuta outside, and then he looks over at Orange Cassidy at one point, and then from behind comes Danhausen and just puts the curse on him again. So he gets the curse put on him by Danhausen, and still a great match. But as always, you didn't really expect John Moxley to lose this match, which he didn't. Great match though. It showed Wheeler Yuta's strengths. It was a really well fought match. Again, Wheeler Yuta still, I think, is very underrated, underutilized. He did a great job here in this match. And at the very end of this match, which what everyone wanted to see or, well, wanted to hear was what you wanted to see was Bryan Danielson come out and he's standing behind him. Like, oh, he's going to attack him. He's going to attack him. And when he doesn't attack him right away, I'm like, you think yourself, what's going on here? And then he starts talking. You're like, he's going to try and form a duo. And that's what he says here. He says, imagine what we could do if he didn't have that Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, what Will you can be. How about we take him under our wing? We could take over AEW. We can hold the tag belts together, be the AEW World Champion together, the TNT Champion together, this vlog character, i.e. Sammy Guevara, this cowboy nonsense with Hangman Adam Page, and then a guy dressing up like pretend to be a dinosaur. So those were the two things that or the three things he brought up. And he goes, you want to get that world title? You can get that world title. He goes, you know what? You were the best world champion. If you had me in your corner, you would probably still be the world champion. He goes, I want to be that for you. So, if this goes the way it went with Jericho, then it's probably going to turn sideways next week when he probably answers them and he goes, yeah, no. Or they join forces and they have a dynamic tag team, which I think would be a great tag team. I'm not saying it wouldn't be. Do I want them to be the champs? Yes. But do I want Private Party or, I don't know, Pride and Powerful being tag champs over those two? Yes, I do. I would like 2 tag teams to be the champ, 2 actual tag teams in this division be champs over 2 guys form, like when Hangman and Kenny Omega did it. Great run, great tag team champions, but I feel like Pride and Powerful could have been champions and should be tag team champions. You could give it FTR another run. Not that listen, great tag team, all that. They don't need the tag team titles though. You would see some other guys on it. I don't expect Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus to hold the titles long because they are such a young tag team. Well, because Jungle Boy is a young wrestler, and well, with Luchasaurus, 65 million-year-old dinosaur, he's got all the experience in the world.
He's
but I don't expect that to happen. So like I said, as much as I want to see Moxley and Bryan Danielson join forces as a tag team, I don't want them to tag titles, only because I think that the Pride and Powerful should be the next in line, or Private Party over these guys getting the titles. Even though it'd be great, AEW doesn't change titles as often as WWE does. So I would like to see Pride and Powerful with the titles and hold that for a long reign. And then listen, if you want to build them to be tag champs, do it at the end of the year. Then I'm cool with that. If you take the titles off of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus at the pay-per-view, I'm okay with that. Everyone's had long runs. The shortest run has been FTR at 30-some days, I think it is, or 60-some days, which is crazy to me because they are known as one of the best tag teams in the world, and they have literally the shortest run in AEW history as tag champs. So I feel like you could take that off of, let's say, 27 is what they're at now, 63 days. So 63 days is what FTR had it at, and the next lowest is SCU. So I feel like you can take it off of Jurassic Express even sooner than FTR, who you're considering one of the top tag team champions, the tag teams of all time, and you let them only reign for a little bit. It's okay to take it off of these guys and then give it to Santana Cruz, who can have a longer run of like a 90, 100-day plus run with the tag titles. And then you can have Danielson and Moxley take them if they end up joining forces, which is where I'm talking about now, Jeff. What do you – and I said, it was your birthday. It was a great, AEW we had for my birthday and now your birthday. We've had a great 2022 with birthday AEW Dynamites.
Yeah, Dynamite's been treating us well for our birthdays. Thank you,
they have been. So what are your thoughts? I mean, the match I talked about, I talked about the Brian Kendrick issue. I brought that up. And I brought up Bryan Danielson coming out, and just my thoughts on that. What are your takes on that whole thing?
I like where they're headed with it. It's going to kind of be that, will the Outlaw finally join a stable? As far as Moxley goes, I know that pre rehab when he left, it was the plan to turn Moxley heel with Kingston.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up, because I brought that up too, because I said that's when he had they brought up the Yuda match, and that's when he squashed Yuda and bulldozed through Orange Cassidy with a shoulder shrug and came off, and then he went into that World Heavyweight title tournament right around there.
And so he was supposed to go turn heel. So I wonder if they're going to try to pull it off again, but this time with Bryan Danielson instead of Kingston, since Kingston's hurt.
And Kingston's got that other feud going on with Jericho right now.
Yeah, and you know how Moxley was last time. Remember, he joined the Inner Circle for 5 minutes.
And I said that too. So. I said, what if he just doesn't do it? He goes, hey, screw you like he did Jericho, which could be. I mean, it could be. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be a great tag team.
Yeah. But I agree with what you said there. I was kind of catching in at the last minute. Great tag team, but in this division, you don't need to use the mix and mash tag teams to win titles. No. You have enough real tag teams to win those titles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I loved the Hangman Kenny Omega storyline. It was a great storyline, and Tag Champs was great run. They didn't need to have it that long. Number one, no. Number two, they really didn't need it at all. but it made great for the story. So I get why it was there, but they took a lot away from. Again, you could have given it to a young up and coming Private Party, or the Private Power should have held it for any one of those times, and just especially with Private Party and going, oh, they lost because of lack of experience that quickly. You know what I mean? Like they got lucky because they already beat the Young Bucks. They beat the Young Bucks, who were the longest reigning tag champs, but yet they haven't had a tag team run yet, champion run. And again, you can make the argument with, because again, AEW does long reigns, except for 64 days. I just said for FTR, right? I said 63 days for FTR, which is a short reign, and they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So you can definitely do a win and then lose at the next pay-per-view, like I think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus should do. And I think it should be Pride and Powerful take the titles.
Okay, I could see it.
But that's just me. That's like, because like, I think it's a great tag team, but then if you build Pride and Powerful up to here and you let them reign from now until All Out or even further, and then you want to say, okay, these guys are doing great as a tag team, they're doing great as individuals, and then give them the titles, okay, maybe. I'd love to see them team up. I just don't want them with the titles right now when you have legitimate teams in this division.
Exactly. I'm 100% with you there. I think that when you do something like that, you want to make sure. I just think because they prided themselves so much in their tag team division when they started this company, because you were bringing in actual tag teams, and you have a lot of actual tag teams. Like you said, Pride and Powerful would be first on my list as far as if you want to change the belts, you give them to them. Mm-hmm. And I do think they're headed in that direction with this Jericho issue.
Yes.
Like, I think as soon as Jericho, as soon as that feud blows off, and like, I'm assuming they're going to join Kingston.
I was kind of hoping they would win them as part of Inner Circle, but I think that's what's going to happen too. I agree.
I think Inner Circle is all but done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's just kind of weird at this point. It's called the Inner Circle. They're supposed to be buddies. No one sees Jake Hager.
Well, his contract's up soon.
He's missing in action. They said he's in Bellator though, so when he does his training thing, he disappears for months at a time.
Yeah.
But like, Sammy is winning the title, or is winning TNT titles and doing all those feuds, and not once am I seeing Jericho, am I seeing Pride and Powerful, any of Inner Circle actually showing up to anything. So I don't know. Apparently next week there is a Inner Circle team meeting.
And you better be there. It's mandatory, he said.
Okay, I'll be there.
So
yeah,
well, you will be. Actually, you will be there. Yeah. You're going to be in.
So I'll actually be there.
So this will be a solo show next week by me. If Jeff wants to call in from the show, he's more than welcome to. He wants to get Malachi Black on or Sammy Guevara. You know, the House of Black.
I mean, I probably can do the show still from the hotel.
Brody King, you know.
I'll bring one of the wrestlers with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could pull one of them, right? Evil Uno. You want Uno?
I'll take Evil. I love Evil Uno. I'm good with that. I mean, he has a match this Friday, so who knows if he's going to make it out?
Right.
Because we're going to get into that, though. We'll get into that.
I'll get CM Punk. It's probably not that hard.
That's perfect. That's all we need. The best in the world.
I'm told if you call him the best in the world, he's like, oh, do you have a hotel? I'd love to come up and do your podcast.
He's undefeated streak, you know. Yeah. We'll talk about all that, though.
And I'll get Sean Ross Sapp. We'll get all the big wigs. I'll get Tony Khan. F it all.
Just put Tony Khan on the show. We're good. Book it. TK.
Tony next week on our show.
TK, baby.
What would you do if I really pulled Tony Khan? I'm like, hey, this is a 3-man booth. And you're like, who is it? By God, it's Tony Khan.
The Young Bucks kiss Adam Cole. I'd have to kiss you if you got TK on. Just saying.
Motivation.
Just saying.
I got real motivation now.
To not do it. I would love to see Tony Khan though. If you could pull Tony Khan, that'd be phenomenal. I don't see it happening, but it'd be phenomenal.
Not at all.
So then we had after that, there's a recap of the MJF CM Punk feud, blah blah that stuff. Then we come back from a commercial break, and this is where sometimes I can't stand fans being fans sometimes.
Yes.
And this was one of those instances. Because they kind of destroyed the whole momentum of this feud, which is when you saw Brandy come out, I get booed and all that stuff, but then all the other stuff was said, which was whether neither here nor there. And then you get your boy Dan Lambert to come out.
Hey, Dan.
And as soon as you see Dan Lambert come out, I'm like, listen, Paige Van Zam's got to be somewhere in this building.
That's my thought right
you
away.
had to be building to Paige Van Zant coming out.
Mhm.
And I thought it was doing a great job to build to it. But this is where, and again, it's just me, where sometimes fans can just ruin that moment. And this whole thing was ruined by the fans, more or less. Like, I thought they had some good back and forth. I thought Brandy Rhodes shot it. Why are you laughing, Ethan? The only reason that we signed you so we get closer to Josh Alexander, which is phenomenal. I love that hit.
Yes.
Right on from Impact. I thought that was great.
Well, she gets that. Have you noticed on Dark that Brandy is now doing the entire Cody entrance?
Yep.
She's taking the center.
Yep.
And she's doing the look back, and she's even doing this thing to pull to get Arn to come
hilarious.
out. Yeah, so she's leaning full into the shit.
She is. That's what I'm saying. Like again, with people who don't watch what she's doing in Dark and Dark Elevation and the things that are going on there, which was some good matches actually this week too as well. I meant to put a show up for that, and I've been busy with work. But so she leads into it. She does a Josh Alexander line and all that stuff, and then calls him out. She slaps Dan Lambert, and then who comes out? None other than Paige Van Zant.
It's PG.
She lifts her up and
PBZ
drives her into the corner.
Yeah, and then the entire women's division ran the hell out of there to. Well,
it's not the entire. It was like 5 or 6 of them.
But they made sure they got.
But the best was
control.
Is I love this is that you had 3 women holding back Brandy and 2 being Ty and Anna holding back Paige Van Zant. Are you kidding me?
Paige Van Zant is an MMA fighter.
She's an MMA. You need more than 2 to hold back Paige Van Zant. I was like, I think you guys went the wrong direction here.
But I'm okay if this means that we're going to get Paige Van Zant and in a AEW ring, and I think she could be gold.
As long as she wins, that's all I care about. As long as we don't pull the whole Cody with the Brandy stuff, I'm good.
If she doesn't look like a rookie out there, and if she can cut a promo because they do that in MMA anyway.
Yeah, the issue. I mean, so when she lifted her up and drove her into the corner, I was like, she looks a little green. Like she knows what she's doing. Like she knows how to be safe, but you could definitely tell she held back a little bit because she's an MMA fighter, and I don't think I don't think maybe she's doesn't take away from her. I don't know how much training she has in the wrestling world to be able to go and throw a punch at because she lifted her up and just carried her to the corner right away.
I thought she was going to give her the double leg takedown.
I did too. I just go right down to the ground on her.
And so she just carried her. She's like, I
don't know if it was her playing into the moment, being like, ooh, shoot, like maybe I won't throw the punch properly. And did that, you know what I mean? Because like she held her and stalled her for a second. So like nothing against Paige. I want to see this feud turn into something. I'm down for that. I'm a little like, okay, she may be a little bit green for that to have happened. And
it might be. It's something to get through. We'll have to see where it goes.
Then we had our boy Matt Hardy.
The AHF.
Yes, the
Andrade Hardy Family Office. So Private Party did not get the job done last week, as they said they would. So not winning the tag team titles. Andrade Friday also didn't get the job done when he asked where the little kid was. And he tried to buy the little kid.
He said, "Where's Darby?"
So he found
I don't
Darby.
know the money.
He tried to pay Darby, and he called him the little kid. And it's funny because he says it, but if you just said it normally, Andrade tried to buy a little kid. This show is going to be canceled.
Very quickly.
So obviously, he couldn't buy the little kid. So Hardy did ask where Darby was not signed, and Andrade said, "My friend, money talk." And so which member of Private Party is getting a TNT shot? Because it sounded like it was Matt at first.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So originally it sounded like Matt goes, "I'm going to fight for the title." Then turns around when Andrade pops in and interrupts it, then goes, "Don't worry, I have Isaiah fighting for the title." So Zay's going to fight for the title because Mark Quinn blew the match last week.
He's the one who took the pin. So
yeah, so he's saying Isaiah's going to redeem him, which he won't. I mean, let's be real here. I would like to see them with a title, but it's not going to happen.
I feel like this is just phasing Matt Hardy out of the family office so that he won't have to speak no more words. You know what I'm saying? He won't have to speak no more words. He can render himself obsolete.
I know. I know where you're going.
He can do this.
He's coming up though. He's coming up really soon. I would imagine. If that's where it's going, which is I agree with you. I think we're going the Hardy Boy route.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Hardy. We're gonna get a Hardy reunion in AEW. It's gonna happen.
It's a guarantee.
I'm okay with it.
I'm down with it. You drop the AHFO stuff.
And we know Tony Khan. That dude is a sucker for a solid retro act. And if the retro act is the Hardy Boys in AEW, you're gonna take that shit every time.
Oh yeah,
you already got Matt.
So I want to see the Hardy Boys. I want to see the Hardy Boys, but I don't want to see them with the tag titles this year. I'm sorry, you can wait.
I have a dream singles match of Jeff Hardy in a ladders match against Sammy Guevara. Just that. I'm sorry. They may kill each other
after the fall. The matches they've had and the curse that feud was. I
Did you say cursed?
His life. I fear for his life. I feel like Danhausen was back there cursing all that stuff. I talked about your boy Danhausen in that first match too. I know you wanted to say something about him.
I'm very excited. I'm very confused though. Is he a best friend?
He's a friend of the best.
Chaos? So is Danhausen in Chaos House?
He's just a friend of the best, man. You can't hate.
He said he's good friends on Twitter afterwards, but we'll see.
The fans, again, this is where I thought they'd be more enthusiastic about this match, and they really kind of deflated the beginning of the match. But I thought it was a great match. I'd love to see the House of Black in action.
Yes. I think what the issue is becoming is AEW has shown up in Chicago so many times. It's the same as the Jacksonville effect.
Yeah.
Guess what? Opening day of the Phillies, it's on and popping. Game 72, people are sleeping. People aren't paying attention.
Yeah,
because you see it over and over.
Way more exciting than
baseball. I understand that,
but I get what you're saying. I get the process you're coming at.
Like when we get to see our show in Philly, outside of them now going to Atlantic City, the only other time we're going to see them is next October.
Exactly.
So you get one time a year to see this live show. You're going to be more hyped as a city.
Come to the
But if you're telling me to Chicago, oh, we'll be here today, and then in a month we'll be back, and then a month and a half, and then between that we'll be in Jacksonville. Like those places become a little stale. You got to like leave for a little bit. Like they're coming back.
They do like 4 times a year at least.
Yeah, if not more. Like the go home show for Revolution is in Jacksonville. And it's like, guys, just go away.
Is the pay-per-view in Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I couldn't find anything on Orlando the night for the go home show, but I don't mind as much. But I think you're the crowd only has so much in them.
The crowd's a little bit different. That's the other issue. Like they were excited for that Moxley thing, and then they went downhill with the Brandy stuff, and then with the Malachi Black, it was starting to build up a little bit more. And then the Soho match.
We also have to take into account is Chicago got a turd load of snow.
That's true. Yes, it did.
So no one really knows if that, like, obviously the bottom bowl looked filled, but like from hard cam angle. But no one really knows if that place was filled up because there could just been a lot of people just couldn't make it.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? They thanked the people as soon as they started the show for being out there because of how bad it was.
Yeah, I heard it was a mess out there. But yeah, so the House of Black going up, or the Kings of the Black Throne getting the Pac and Penta match finally. So Pac comes out looking like Daredevil. He puts the little mask on his eyes, and I was like, oh, dude, everybody knows when you put a little handkerchief over your eyes, we've seen it in Daredevil, it makes his other senses super strong. That's obvious. Okay, we've seen this. All right, so he's going to be super good in the ring. And he was. First, I'll give him credit because I get he could probably see a little bit through that mask or through that little cloth, but he pulled off a couple moves with that cloth that I couldn't pull off with no cloth. I would have just fallen over. You put that cloth, I'm falling out of the ring.
I guarantee he was seeing through. I mean, you could see he was seeing through at the one point.
Yeah. So
but either way, it was a cool effect. It was a great way to pull it out.
Yes.
It was a great match.
I was tempted at first. I thought for a hot minute that Pac was just going to turn around and beat up Penta because Pac, Brody King, and Malachi were all wearing black and red trunks. And I was like, well, that's suspicious. I was like, they're all wearing the same colored trunks. It's like they were a trio or something.
I'm waiting for Julia Hart to turn. That's what I'm waiting
for. Yeah, if she removes that damn thing and nothing's wrong with her eye, I'm going to be pissed. She needs to have like the Malachi where like
I
it's
want that.
starting to grow.
Dude, his thing's like all of
His is
fantastic.
he's being consumed. But like I would like her. I need to see that she's going to also be more of a consumed person from it. That's going to be really cool. So this was a very good match. I think that picture in picture killed it a bit, but because literally as Brody King got in the ring, and like I'm really excited to see Brody King in the ring. He got the tag, and immediately
Last week,
we'll
too.
see you in picture in picture. I'm like, well, son of a bitch.
It happened last week too. I'm pretty sure he was in the ring.
I don't know if it happens to you, but I struggle with picture in picture. I get the wrestling's there. I start paying attention to the commercial.
I don't listen to the commercial. I watch the picture in picture. I don't ever listen to the commercial.
I just
mute it so I can watch. So I can focus on the wrestling.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I don't need to hear the commercials going on. Either way, it was a great match. But as always, you know the mist is going to come into play here. So I'm wondering if Penta now is going to have some eye problems.
But it didn't work on the bastard Pac. So is it going to work on Penta? Yeah, I don't really want Penta as the third member of the House of Black. I don't need Cero Firo. Okay, I don't need that shit.
No, I still think we're going to see somebody come in. I was hoping for a Karrion Kross, a Keith.
I was thinking easily Killer Kross.
I wanted Mia. I really wanted Mia Yim to appear tonight. That's what I was hoping for.
Well, I think it's not going to happen. Hey, maybe I'll get lucky, Atlantic City. But because their contracts all expired at midnight, maybe it was like sign, and then with the snow and stuff in Chicago, maybe it wasn't like, because I think that I don't know if that really was intended to be the longest main event of all time, which we'll talk about later. But like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? So like, it looked like there might have been a segment that like had to get cut out completely. So I'm
trying to remember. I was like, when they showed the match card, I'm like, was there a different match card we talked about last week? I don't remember. There's supposed to be something missing from there.
But it doesn't. But at the same time, it could have been a spot they selected for a debut in some form or fashion, and then when they're like, "Bro, flights are canceled to Chicago. I can't get out there." Then they're like, "Uh-oh," and then Punk and MJF probably like, "Yo, we can just false finish the shit and keep it moving."
Yeah.
So give them more Punk. But yeah, anyway, so Malachi Black and Brody King do wind up getting the victory with the Dante's Inferno after Malachi gives him the old spit in the face. Yep. The Black Mist. So
and then
they
the
are still
wrestler of all time shoots a promo. So
then
we talked about last week. I just want to point out, I said last week that it's going to be the Revolution match, and it's coming to life. Adam Cole knew I was talking about him, and he came out and basically said it without saying it. And he
basically is kind of going the Danielson route. He basically said, I'm going to beat up one of your group members.
Yep.
And then you're going to understand what I want, which is perfect because they'll beat him up. And then on Rampage.
I feel bad for all of the Dark Order because everyone keeps attacking them.
Yeah, like, bro, why don't take his belt? I'm tired of getting beat up. Like, this is ridiculous.
You're going to see them going, yo, can you just lose the belt, Hangman? Please, we're getting hurt now.
Bro, we're getting our asses whooped. We just liked being Johnny Hungy. Now we're Johnny Hurdy. And it's not fun for us.
1, 2, 3. We have 4 more Dynamites until the pay-per-view. So you have 4 Rampages to the pay-per-view. Well, 5 because you have this week. So you have 5 Rampages and 4 Dynamites. So, and this fight's going to happen on Rampage. So it's probably actually happening right now or just finished up. So probably some spoilers. So you have all of that happening, and you have 5 weeks. You have 5 members that he could take on to then take on Adam Page at Revolution.
For AEW though, that's a very quick feud build. 4 weeks.
5 if you start.
Well, because I think next week Hangman still has to actually fight him at. He has to still beat Archer before he can even
Hangman's
consider
fighting Archer. But if Cole is going after Uno,
I don't think he's going to do the beat up every member thing. I think it's like I'm going to beat him up and like
every member like Brian did. But it's just funny because like you would think they would have waited for the Archer match to happen, but they're like, all right, we already know we're not giving Archer the belt, so Adam Cole, go after Evil Uno and just start the run from there, because that's the only reason you're going after Evil Uno is to go for the championship. That's what it's going to be.
Yep. Yeah, but so that was a good, and it's very, I guess with Kyle O'Reilly still being on maternity leave, I guess kind of threw a lot of plans out the door. I think this is the original plan no matter what.
because I think it was going to be Cole Paige at Revolution, no matter what. I said this
Well,
before.
I mean, you're not seeing like the Bucks a lot. You're like the Bucks and aren't on Dynamite. You're kind of like seeing them. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are both off.
They were there
TV,
last week for the Lights Out match, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Only one of them,
I mean,
right?
we'll see if they show up for the Uno match on Friday. But I still think that, like, no matter what, they were building to this first, because here's how you build. You build to this. He loses to Hangman Page, and who does he blame?
Well, and he has to blame either.
You either blame Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, or you blame the Bucks, and that's how you build your next feud. After that is what I'm thinking is going to happen, or somewhere around that is how the feud builds, and then you'll get the trios match if Kenny Omega comes back, or if they throw somebody else in there to join the Bucks.
I can see either one of those working.
So that's my theory behind that. So sorry, getting off track here. Sorry, guys. So then you come to the Nyla Rose Ruby Soho match.
Yes.
So
the lead singer of Rancid was in the first
which
row.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Ruby's
song was being sang, and the lead singer was hearing it on the radio, which was pretty cool. But yeah, so Nyla.
So my issue is this is basically 50-50 booking, because Ruby beat her in the TBS tournament, and then Nyla beat her in this match. And I'm like, why? Like, Ruby could have had the match won. She goes out to Vicky Guerrero, blah, blah. This is how she ends up losing the match. She missed her kick. She was up on the rope, the drop and all that. But, like,
where's it going?
Yeah. Like, listen, build a feud, cool. Like, you had Serena Deeb build that feud with Hikaru Shida, great feud. Their first match they had was really good. This match was still good. It wasn't great, though. I think the first match was better.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a blow-off match maybe, and they're going to build to that at the pay-per-view. I mean, we have 4 weeks. You got to put something on. And I think if you want people to watch, I think you need a Ruby Soho-esque person. But they're also, if you guys are watching Dark and Dark Elevation, Ruby Soho and Thunder Rosa are teaming together as a tag team. So we could be building to something with that. But Thunder Rosa is also facing Mercedes Martinez on Friday night.
Yes. Finally get that match underway. So after this match, that Nyla obviously took the victory. After that, we had a backstage promo with none other than the Ass Boys. So they find Jungle Boy, and they start singing the Jungle Book song, which is hilarious. And then they beat the living poop out of Jungle Boy. They toss his ass into the snow.
Yo, that looked cold as
Like, I don't care if you're in a jacket or not. It had to be cold. And then
he was in a shirt and he threw him on the ground. His back was all wet. I was like, "Ooh, I'm cold."
I don't want to do that.
Snow.
And then Christian Cage and Luchasaurus come out and they chase off the Ass Boys as the Ass Boys run into the snow.
Ass Boys.
Ass Boys, yes. Sue me, Austin Gunn. So Austin Gunn trademarked Ass Boys.
Did he?
Yes, it's on my news show that I did not get to put out yet.
I'll say I know you did, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's I gotta still put it out. It's very annoying.
Oh, Ass Boys. He turned into WWE.
Yeah, it became a thing. So then we had Tony Schiavone as he invites the champ out to the ring. He also starts telling him, "Hey man, remember next week you have a Texas death match with Lance Archer." And Hangman Page is pretty pissed that he's had the title for 81 days and he's only defended it 2 times. Mm-hmm. He wants to fight. And I agree. He needs to be more in the ring, man. Like, get him in the ring. Like, he shouldn't be.
What they do with the AEW champions. I mean, look at all the AEW champions. How many of them were fighting champions like this?
I feel like Mox fought more, though. Jericho, not as much.
Kenny definitely.
And Kenny would fight some matches, though. Like, Hangman, you only see him on pay-per-views fighting now. Like, I'm going to need you to wrestle, like, more than just pay-per-views.
They weren't wrestling regular weeks, though. Not even as champions, I don't remember.
I think more than this so far. Like, he really has only wrestled twice, and, you know, he might as well. It's basically But
AEW, can you put their defenses up? I'd like to see that now that we're talking about it. I'd like to see what the defenses were.
That's what people said. They got to start with the day reign and how many defenses instead.
Like, listen, on your website, you have 277 days. I like to click on that and say, who were his defenses against?
Right.
That's what I'd like to see.
Oh, advanced statistics, guys. Come on.
I'm all about these kind of statistics. I mean, I can go back and do it. I mean, I can find all that information, but I would like you guys to have it since I'm not getting paid to do it.
Exactly. So then we have
goddamn
Dan Lambert pops out again. And he starts yipping yapping. And then all of a sudden Jake the Snake Roberts starts yipping and yapping. And then all of a sudden here comes Lance and he says, like, I don't give a shit. And then he just busts down the damn ramp and him and Paige start fighting. Archer got him with was it a power bomb onto like the steps when they were vertical? Oh no, it was a choke slam.
He choke slammed onto the steps.
That shit looked like it hurt. And then he
blacked out him onto
the table. So
table, or not the announce table, the ring data table.
Yeah, he beat his living ass.
On the ring bell table.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a cool blow up. So next week we'll get the full dealio. Let's start turning this boy up because we're already at like 34 minutes.
So then you had Jericho call out Santana Ortiz about the match. We already talked about that. Then you had the Ricky Starks, Jay Lethal promo package. And then we get into the longest match of the night, which it wasn't a championship match. So my problem is that regular matches are always scheduled for what, 20 minutes, right?
Or TV time remaining is basically what they said because it's the main event.
Yeah, but all matches, regular matches, unless it's a title match is 60 minutes. Every other regular match is a 30-minute match, a 20-minute match. This was way longer than that. So the only way I guess they could pull it off is they had, hey, we have to restart the match, so they restart the timer. If that's where they were playing it off of. Because it was a way longer match than it should have been. But either way, it was a great match by both wrestlers, I thought.
Yes. I liked the original false finish where he has the tape and he chokes him out.
Mm-hmm.
He chokes out Punk and we're like, what the hell? And I was really like, what the hell? Because I think it was like 9:35. Yeah. I was like, what are they doing with 20 minutes of this show?
Is it best because the fans went crazy going, no. But like, I'm like, all right, if I'm in the stands, that's my first reaction. Sitting at home, I'm like, all right, what time is it? Oh, we got plenty of time. Something's happening. Like that was the difference. And it was a great.
I agree.
It was a great false finish, the same way that Chris Jericho was a great false finish, except they flipped it this time and he got back into it. Yeah. I thought it was a well executed match. I thought the dropping of the ring by Wardlow on the walkover that no one saw until they played the replay.
I didn't see it at all until the replay.
And again, they gave you anger. I thought that was great the way they showed that in the replay going, how did he get this ring? And that's how he got it. Am I happy that he won the match? I mean...
No, but I like that. I at the same time, I like the importance that they really are putting into MJF. I like the importance they're putting into him because I think you're building him to the point that when his time comes for the title, he's going to have some real accolades behind him on the way up there.
Yeah, I mean, so he'll have this title at not obviously not Revolution, but either the pay-per-view after that, which is I think Double or Nothing, or All Out. One of those two pay-per-views, he's taking that title. He's next. He's going to be the next in line, and he's going to be the one to take the title. I feel 100% about that. Yeah.
So then obviously we get so it all ends on again that damn diamond ring.
Yep.
The Dynamite diamond ring. It's very hard to say.
That he's going to have the longest reigning undefeated streak ever. He's going to have the Undertaker type streak with his diamond ring.
Oh damn that thing. I hope not. I mean, I at this point I don't see anybody else winning it though. It doesn't make much sense. But
I was saying you keep giving it to him, and he just keeps using it to cheat to win. He keeps the streak alive. He's already 3-0. Might as well let it keep going. As long as they keep the Dynamite Diamond Ring going, let him keep winning.
I'm with it. I am totally with that. So, I mean, I feel like this feud is not over. So overall, I guess, what did you think of this Dynamite tonight? Did you feel like it was a very good Dynamite, or they could do better?
I thought it was a very good Dynamite. Like I said, my only issues were, I think, more or less the fans is what took me out of some of the matches.
Yeah.
But I thought the matches were actually really well thought out. They were well played out. I thought the feuds that they're building to, you could see coming, were well planned out. So I mean, all in all, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very well a very, very good Dynamite.
Yeah, I think it was a very enjoyable Dynamite. I think that there was enough to feed your palate there.
Like AEW doesn't do like crap finishes for the most part. They're always legit finishes. The only time you see that is MJF with this type of stuff.
Yeah, but that's like his thing.
Many
It's
interruptions.
his thing.
They were on a little kick with the interruptions and stuff like that. You didn't see any of that tonight. Like
everything was pretty to the point. And I'm 100% behind it. I can't complain. So far, so good. So yeah, man. Next week we have some. It will be very fun. I'm looking forward to it beyond belief. And we'll see what we get. Whether we get a Lance Archer championship. And obviously we have to see what goes on in Rampage this week.
Well, but you get to see Lance Archer. You get to see the Inner Circle break up. Maybe you can get Jericho on the podcast at the breakup.
Yeah.
You get to see. I don't remember if there's any other matches assigned actually.
No, nothing that I can remember yet. But
this Friday Night Rampage, you get
2 title matches, right? We get a tag to get the
you get the Sammy Guevara versus Isaiah, and you get the FTW title. Then you get the Mercedes. You get to see Mercedes Martinez take on Thunder Rosa. And there's a 4th match they threw in there. I thought.
I don't know if they even need to.
I don't know why. You could give those 3 enough, but there was a 4th match that got thrown in there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, great Dynamite. Hopefully, we'll see us back here Friday night for Rampage. With that review, maybe a Friday news as well.
Yep.
We were talking about. So
that will happen.
And then maybe next week, I said I watch Elevation and Dark anyway. So just give a synopsis of what you guys are missing, since a lot of people don't correlate what's going on Dynamite happens previously and all that kind of stuff. So if there's anything newsworthy there, because great matches came out of Elevation and Dark this week. So, maybe try to do some of that and get you guys more information as we keep going here.
I feel you. Oh shit!
All right, birthday boy, you wanna send everybody off?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching our AEW Dynamite review. Just remember, there's going to be a news and a Rampage every week. We're hoping news, Rampage, and Dynamite. So, guys, please keep tuning in. Thank you guys for everything, and we out of here.
Peace.